What just happened? Almost out of nowhere, Dune Awakening drops an unexpected midweek patch and it's massive. PvE and PvP in the deep desert just got flipped on their heads, flying has changed, visiting sieges got unlocked, and the meta is shifting fast. Whether you're a lone explorer or a ruthless PvP hunter, this update is going to hit everyone. Yesterday, on the 25th of June, they announced they would test major updates on the public test client. Now, one day later, some of these features are live on the main servers. The deep desert and how the endgame works is changing dramatically. Let me break it down. Buckle up. So after they did the MAA on Reddit, the creative director came and said some things that are gonna change for PvE and PvP. And this hotfix will see the first iteration of the changes to the balance between PvE and PvP in the deep desert. They will continue gathering feedback from the players and make adjustments in the future. So the PvE area has been adjusted to encompass the entire southern half of the deep desert map. This means that players who have no interest in PvP should be able to find what they want without engaging in PvP. Imperial testing stations, caves, and so forth found in this area are now PvE. Control points and shipwrecks will, however, continue to be PvP through the entire map, which means you will find localized pockets of PvP within the PvE section still. Similar to how the shipwrecks work in Haga Basin. To retain the risk versus reward setup for the deep desert, the density of the resources increased the further north you go. This includes high density clusters of valuable resources. The largest spice fields will also spawn in the north, and the majority of control points will exist in the northern part. As part of these changes, we have made some balancing adjustments in the deep desert. The lower half of the deep desert now offers PvE loot that is balanced towards shared loot and PvE activities. You may find better loot in the more dangerous PvP area located further north on the map. In the PvE area, for example, each player gets their own loot and can expect to receive one schematic. In the PvP area, players can expect to find 2 to 6 schematics in there. So basically, if you are running a group of 4 people, you'll probably each get one schematic. Plasteel plates can only be found in PvP zones now. The amount of active medium spice fields have been reduced from 8 to 5, and the number of small spice fields have increased from 20 to 22. So it's safer to collect spice now, but there will be more competition since the medium spice fields have decreased. The spawn rate of titanium and the stravidium has been reduced in the PvE areas, so the large quantities only spawn in the far out PvP areas. The number of nodes in resource hotspots in the PvE part of the map has been reduced, and the respawn time for titanium and stravidium has increased from 30 to 45 minutes. Some Imperial testing stations are still in the PvP region, and players who want all schematics available each week will want to visit both PvP and PvE Imperial testing stations. Keep in mind that the loot in them rotates each week, so even if you're not interested in PvP, you could obtain it later if you're not able to trade for it or buy it in the exchange. So in a nutshell, the deep desert is now half PvE and half PvP. So the safe zone is up to the E-road, to the middle of it, and the further north you go, the more resources and better loot you can get. Now let's see what they changed for the vehicles. We have begun work on the outline changes to the Ornithopters. Now, equipping a rocket launcher module will decrease the top speed of the Ornithopter. For Scout, the reduction is 20%, and for Assault Ornithopters, the reduction is 10%. Info cards for the modules now reflect this change, so you'll be able to see in-game that this module will reduce your speed. Another improvement that they add, exiting Ornithopters mid-air will now cause them to drop straight down instead of gliding away. This should decrease the chances that you lose your Ornithopter upon disconnecting from the game or exiting by accident your Ornithopter mid-air. Since you spend a lot of time in your Ornithopter in the deep desert, let's do a comparison between the Scout and the Assault Ornithopters with and without rocket modules. So we have here the Scout Ornithopter and the Assault. We have the MK4, 5 and 6 wings. Normally the speed for the MK5 wings for the Scout Ornithopter is 170, but you'll get plus 3 to 5 if you are nosediving. For the Assault Ornithopter, the glide speed is 150, and if you equip rocket modules on them, you'll have 136 up to 140. And with the assault ornithopter, it's the same. So basically what they did, if you're using scout or assault ornithopter with rockets, they will have similar speed. For the Mk6 wings, for the scout ornithopter, the speed is 180, and for the assault is 160. But if you equip rockets, because this has minus 20% top speed and the assault minus 10%, you'll see that both have the same glide speed. The negative impact on the speed also applies for the engine when you're flapping your wings. The Deep Desert update and the Ornithopter update are two of the most important changes since the game released. In this hotfix, they also removed the restriction when visiting other sieges. So before this change, players had their home siege and could visit other sieges in their world but could not claim land. Now any player can go to any siege in the world and claim land wherever they want. Of course, it will be really difficult to move the entire base to another siege, but it won't be impossible. You'll just have to use your inventory for it. There are also some updates and fixes. One thing that they introduced now is player reporting, so you will be able to report other players' messages from the text chat or reporting players from the inspect menu if you are next to them. One other fix for a problem that I encountered a lot is that when players were performing a melee attack could get obstructed by corpses lying on the ground, so they fixed this. And there are some other small changes. I will leave the links in the description for you if you want to check them out later. This hotfix came as a sandstorm and took us by surprise. Let me know in the comment what you think about these new changes. Is the Deep Desert better now, or is it worse? If this helped you catch up or prep for your next farming run, drop a like and subscribe for more Dune Awakening videos. See you in the Spice Fields, survivors!